Hey everybody, welcome on back in to part 2 of the Princess Love and Ray J reading. So if you missed the first part and you just so happen to click on the second part, just scroll back a video and you can find the first part there, where I took a look at the energy when it pertains to if Princess should stay or go, considering the fact that they kind of keep going through this tug of war. So I took a little bit of a brief look at that. So on this particular reading, we're going to take a look at their relationship altogether to see where they both are coming from each other's side in terms of the dynamic of this connection. Okay. As I mentioned before, I am Faith. I have changed the name of this channel. It used to be Thy Dark Moon Tarot, but now I've changed it to Moody Moon because that absolutely fits me because I am a moody Cancer. So yeah, this is my kind of backup channel where I do stuff like this, and then I have my main channel where I do tarot and we do a little bit of astrology. So you guys are welcome to take a look at that channel, and that information is in the description box. So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna shuffle. By the way, I love shuffling. So if you don't really like shuffling, please leave because I love to shuffle. Just it feels good. But, let's see. Okay, so I went ahead and shuffled out all the cards so I can just talk a bit about what I'm seeing. So Princess is going to be on my left because the cards in this part 2 are similar to the cards that showed up on her side in part 1. And Ray J also showed up as the King of Swords, but he was upright in part 1 in terms of if Princess should stay or if she should go, coming from her perspective. So now we are looking at both of their energies. Now I want to make note about this Knight of Swords smack dab in the middle. This is where they meet as a couple. We could say as parents, as people, however you want to label it. This is where they meet. Okay. The Knight of Swords is very impulsive. So likely since the beginning, there has been an impulsiveness to their relationship, but I also heard there is an impulsiveness to both of their characters. If you haven't seen the show Game of Thrones, this is Ramsay Bolton. Very impulsive, very going off of what feels good, even if that is to the death or the murder of other people. He doesn't care. I see it, I want it, and that's what I'm going to do. So these two have that dynamic when it pertains to their relationship. As I mentioned in part 1, I was getting the energy that these two are in competition with one another, and I still feel the same way even in part 2. Now, where Ray J is coming from, he's on the right. So he's pretty much not necessarily stuck, he could be stuck, but he pretty much is set in how things are. Okay, he is trying to go more with the flow, but also at the same time, he doesn't trust her. And there's this energy of I actually see him standing in front of the door and blocking her from going outside the door. So there have been close calls when it comes to these two being way too much in each other's personal space where things could have gotten ugly. Whether that happened or it could have possibly happened, this is something that I don't necessarily like to see. Because there also seems to be a taunting type of energy coming through as well when it pertains to these two. If my screen went dark, I'm sorry, my camera is connected to my computer, and so yeah. Um, anyway, so there's this like taunting energy that I'm getting from his side. We do have this element of care here though, but from Ray J's side, he also is coming through. Now, he seems kind of what is the I almost said ambiguous. He could be ambiguous, but he seems kind of cheap. He could be oh my god, what is it? Princess may be a spendthrift, like she could spend. But that's the word frugal. He may be kind of frugal, or he's just frugal when it comes to her. Because there's this energy here where he's saying, I'm not going to be used anymore. Specifically when it pertains to financially speaking. Now, there may be evidence that she has possibly used him in the past, or this just may be something that he knows on his own accord. But he is also, in a way, wanting this to play out this time around because he wants people to see something about her that we are not able to see. What that could be, you know? But that's where he's coming from. He's like, I'm not trying to be used anymore. And specifically, if they have a son, he's coming across in a way of saying that she may be trying to use their son in some sort of manner against him, or that may be the holdup here when it pertains to something coming to children. Because you see how the children are split. You may not be able to tell, but right here, oh, sorry, it's out of focus. Sorry. Right over here is the Page of Pentacles on Ray J's side, this side right here. And on her side, right here that I'm pointing to, this is the Page of Cups. So we have one girl and we have one boy. So the children are split, but this also could represent energetically they're kind of split as well. Like one gravitates more over here and one gravitates more over there. But the thing is that they both are in reverse. So there is some sort of lack of nurturing that is happening in between the two split energies on this particular board. Yes, the care is coming over here. But she's just not emotionally invested, nor do I really feel she really wanted to be married or wanted to be emotionally invested. This to me screams some sort of a deal. You know how the rumor could be, and well, maybe it's not really rumor. The thing is, in royal families, how they kind of like sign a contract. Like, look, you got to have a baby in like a year. You know, that just goes with the territory. So it gives me that vibe when it pertains to Princess. Like, this was some sort of contractual deal. Like, okay, yeah, you know, I have a baby here too. But included in this particular deal is that I get this amount of money or I get that amount of money. So at one point that may have been okay. But where Ray J is coming from with this Page of Pentacles in reverse, he is saying that no deal. It seems that the deal that originally was agreed to is no longer on the table. So now we have a problem. I spoke about it in part one, where it is essentially a business deal that is now you're seeing the sourness whenever business partners are ready to venture off and open up their own company. Now you have all these obstacles. He will create obstacles. He does create obstacles. And he does actually care for her. That was something that didn't necessarily come up in the first part because that was more so from, well, let's pull Princess energy and kind of see if she should stay or if she should go. So she really didn't want to make note of the fact that he does care for her. But I'm seeing that now as we lay out the cards, and we're seeing it from the two separate perspectives when it pertains to this situation. Okay? Because there's a soft side to him that he has when it pertains to Princess. Now, where that comes from, that could be a multitude of things. But this is just what I'm getting at this particular point. You know, and honestly, even though we have care, we have two greedy people who have managed to be married or in a relationship. But again, it does feel it was contractually obligated, something like that. Like I said, yeah, you know, I'll have a baby, but there needs to be a contract. And once I have this baby, then there's $100,000. And if I have another, that's probably low, but you get the point. You know, and if I have baby number 2, that's $1.5 million. That's what we're looking at. Which is why I said in the first part, this is giving more so a business partnership. The Knight of Wands over here on Princess's side, and we have, you know, honestly, there is, I heard it, his mother. I don't know what the deal is with Ray J's mom, but it's a sore spot when it pertains to Princess, and I hate to say it, it's almost like she's trying to strong arm his mother, which probably is never going to happen, you know, but because there's like this weakness to her when it pertains to hiding. But maybe she kind of does this hiding thing that she does because she wants to be found. But like this hide and seek, cat and mouse type of game that these two have going on, very childish in my opinion. But in terms of emotionally speaking, Princess is actually more emotionally mature than Ray J. However, I still feel that there is like a stench to this connection, especially emotionally speaking, because there's a lot of emotional darts, big ones, being thrown. You see, and on her part, where she kind of made it seem like, oh, I'm okay with the whole open relationship. Now the King of Cups is in reverse, and it's like, I'm not okay with that. But she also is giving me, I'm not leaving here without something. So it's still the same thing that I spoke about in the first part. Okay. It may be kind of weird. I don't know if he's trying to close in on some sort of deal when it pertains to record, like him being the act, him being the recording artist, or he is trying to buy a label, invest in a label. But there's something, this to me screams AR executive, but this may even be someone on his side that is very hidden, that we do not, oh my God, he keeps bringing up this Michael Jackson. Like, I just really am not interested, sir, to be honest with you, because we don't even know what the hell that's about. So, yeah. I don't know why I feel like it's like I don't know if he's into boxing or there's something about a boxer or there's this mental disease. Not saying he has it, but for some reason the depiction of like constantly being knocked in your head tied to boxing, and I was gonna say I wonder if he's had quite a few concussions or there has been some sort of concussive type of something going on in this particular connection that was not talked about. These two, without a doubt, purposefully hurt each other, without a doubt. And there's so much heartbreak. I mean, the wounds are a lot deeper than a therapist would probably be able to get to, because these two also are quite secretive when it comes to things that they have done. I feel like he's had a concussion. Now, I don't know if it came from over here, but I am getting it specifically in this particular situation. Unless he concussed himself. But yeah, this is going nowhere. It was already going nowhere. We have an air sign, but for some reason now I'm getting, I don't know what Princess's mom looks like, but she's coming through as the Queen of Swords. So this also may be a depiction of how Princess really is. She could really be the King of Swords. You see how now the pairs that came out between these two? The same cards came out from, and look, this is a different set of cards. I bought 2 separate sets of Game of Thrones cards because I just love them that much. And the other ones, as you saw the first part, they're a little bit bendable. These are not so bendable. Same cards. Same things. So she may be coming through as the Queen of Swords, or she's going to do that more in the future. She honestly may be in another relationship that is not known to us. But you know, these two should really just, because it's not a pleasant living environment. It's actually very uncomfortable to live with each other. Yeah, there's the devil. I knew he was coming. Oh, somebody's not working. That could be what I was talking about in the first part about I just want like rights to my work. So we also may have an issue where somebody's throwing around ideas and the other person is capitalizing off of them and making it seem like it was my idea, but it was really theirs. But because you signed that contract, kind of like what you own actually is what I own. So this just makes this even more complicated. I'm curious if I should do a past life, maybe on Ray J, because he keeps bringing up the deceased Michael Jackson, and I'm not sure why that's even relevant to him. But we might have to do a past life. Yeah, this is a business contract. It's a business law. Something is going to expire 2 years, 2 to 4 years, or it could be, yeah. There may be a clause in there that could be one of those get out of jail free cards, but it's going to be really difficult to do that. I guess this is what happens, but I guess you have somewhat of a decent lawyer. But yeah. I honestly don't even know how the hell they came together, because it wasn't really destined, to be honest with you. It wasn't destined at all. Not from what I'm gathering. So this is just like you. This is one of those situations where this is somebody in passing on the street, and just because they're attractive, you just say hey and bye, hey and bye, hi and bye, and keep it pushing. But that didn't happen. So yeah, it's weird. Ray J is the one out of the two that cares the most, and it may seem like that she does, but she's always changing. She's not really attached to him. He's a little bit more attached to her, but it's not giving that pureness, not to me. But he has more real feelings than she does to him. That's my opinion on the matter from what I've seen. Okay, so this is part 2. You guys let me know if I should do the past life for Ray J, and I'll see you next time.